a simple hack that you can use to help you ditch the hustle, the stress, and overwhelm from your life. And this tip, hack, strategy, it works. It's really simple and it's hugely powerful. Before I get into it though, I just want to share how much I know I've been guilty of wearing that badge of honor of I'm so busy, and I remember it. I mean, even when I was working in Amsterdam, I was working there for Greenpeace International. I was their finance manager, and I worked very long hours, and I love to do. I was so passionate about my work, but one of the things I didn't mind, doing those long hours at all. One of the things that I do remember was that I wasn't eating properly. I'm too busy to eat. Like, really? But I thought, yeah, I'm far too busy to do things like eat. It's kind of crazy that I would have even been in that space or mentality, but I was. And I didn't really understand until probably only in the past decade, I raised my hand. I'm guilty of this about, learning to nourish my body properly with healthy, as much as possible, organic food, natural food. And, so it's important to nourish our body. It's also important to nourish our spirit and our soul. So this hack that I want to share with you is all about nourishing that other part of ourselves, the infinite part of ourselves, the part that is eternal, immortal, powerful. We are infinite potential. And, in our waking reality, we're operating from like a fraction of what we have available to us. We're operating from that conscious doing list. I like to call it the mini metro. Our conscious mind is the mini metro in our lives. It's the go-to vehicle. It's the list maker. It's the busy. I've got to do X, Y, Z. And then I see it as the 5%. And then we have 95% of our operating power, which is our, subconscious, our unconscious. We do so many things in an unconscious way, and there actually have been studies to show that probably maybe even 97% of what we do unconsciously. Now, a lot of people, resonate with the word unconscious or subconscious. I resonate with the word spirit. Other people refer to it as higher self, intuition, or even creator, God. However you choose to name it, there is a higher source of energy, power that is open to us, that flows through us, that when we open the door to that, it can flow through us. It can bring us tremendous creative ideas. It's this wealth of infinite wisdom. Now, Jung actually referred to, he talked about dreaming, and this is where I'm going with this, folks, but I just feel that I want to share Carl Jung's quotation on this, because he said the dream is the small hidden door to the deepest, most intimate recesses of our soul. Like, I didn't capture that fully. I've done that from the top of my head. Apologies, Carl. But you get the drift, right? Jung, who is like this well-renowned psychoanalyst, he understood, he recognized the power of dreaming to support us in our lives, that it opens the doorway to our soul. And if you think about it, every single night, we have an opportunity to open that door. We have an opportunity to step through that door. We have an opportunity to communicate with our spirit, to receive the messages that Spirit's sharing with us, to support us, to guide us, to help us in our lives. And the more that we can lean into that power to our infinite selves, our eternal selves, the more opportunity, the more flow, the more potential is going to flow through our lives. We can ditch the hustle. I mean, why rely on that 5%? Because the reality is, you've got 5% of your conscious operating power in your waking reality working for you, which means that you have to put 95% of hustle behind it to make it work. That's why people are so burnt out, stressed out. That's why I was burnt out and stressed out. And it was my badge of honor. Oh, I'm so busy. Look at me, crazy. And I willingly raised my hand to say that I didn't let go of this until, in the past, couple of years that I've actually started to let go and lean in. And definitely even more so in the past 6 months. I'm like, I am so freaking done with working my butt off. And it was because I was programmed to do that. It was because I struggled at school. It was because my belief was that I had to work really, 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 really hard to get anything done, to be successful, to accomplish. And it's been quite a challenge, and I'm still working on it, to let go of that, a productive day shouldn't be measured in the number of hours that I worked, that a productive day can be measured in how creative I am and how open I am to receiving the creative messages of my spirit. And it's actually a standing joke with some of my friends that I tell them, if I'm stuck, I go to bed. And I am working. When I'm asleep, I am working, right? I am. And they think it's funny. I think it's beautiful. It's like, it's amazing. And the more we can lean into this, I mean, Einstein cracked the theory of relativity in his sleep. And Paul McCartney wrote the whole melody to Yesterday that was inspired by a dream. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein actually was inspired by a nightmare, poor girl, but giving us nightmares ever since. But you can see where I'm going with this. Like, I believe that those musicians, the creatives, they are leaning into that portal, that doorway. They know they've got the key. And they're using it. And that's why they just kind of like are so prolific and just can, produce this amazing material. I believe we're all creatives. We all have this ability, but we're kind of closed off to it. I mean, Salvador Dali said, when we are asleep in this world, we're awake in another. And we are awake in another. And so I've been kind of like ranting, and I haven't given you the sneaky hack yet, but I'm coming to it. So the hack is this. Dreaming, my friends. Sleep. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Stop running on empty. Allow yourself rest. Allow your spirit to rest. And just really lean into your dreams to give you the answers, to do the problem solving, to access the creativity that you need. Just lean into that. And how you can do this is that, decide what problem it is you want to work on, and then write the question down. Write it down. The more specific, the better. So just to give you an example, I'm currently working on the design of a program, and just a few nights ago, I was like, my question to Spirit was, how can I make this program the absolute best, most profound and powerful experience for my clients? How can I do that? I would love your guidance on how I can make this program extra amazing and special. And guess what? Woke up the next day and I had the answer. And I am so pumped because it was powerful. And now I have created an even more powerful program. Create your dream life while you're sleeping. It's possible, my friends. It's possible to create your dream life while you are sleeping. And the program that I've created, if you're interested, I'll share details at the end of the podcast. But, you know, like even in this program, I'll be sharing down the line the shifts and changes I made as a result of that dream. This is how specific you can get. You can get totally dialed in and ask for that guidance. And the more you work with your spirit, the more you ask the questions, the more intentional you become, the easier it's going to be for you to understand those messages that are coming through. So it's important to journal your dreams, write them down. I've actually started to just grab my phone and voice record them because I find it quite hard at like 2 or 3 in the morning when I wake up to record the dream. So I'll voice record it and then I'll play it back, which is kind of funny because I'm just like clearly in this other world, right? You're half asleep, but actually you're still in another world. You're still in another altered reality. But I record it then because I want to bring that information into this reality. I want to apply it. I want to implement it. And so I record it and then I go back and I do the work to interpret it. Now, our spirit speaks to us in metaphors, right? Like, you know, you wake up, it's like, whoa, that was a wild, crazy dream I had last night. And then we just dismiss it. It's like, it was just wild and crazy. No, it wasn't. Well, yes, it was. But actually, there was a message in there for you because your spirit can speak to you far more easily when you're sleeping because your conscious mind is switched off. But the vast majority of us aren't listening. And I have been guilty of this. No more, my friends. I really feel like it's such a phenomenal feeling to feel aligned with myself, with my purpose, with my spirit. To know that my spirit has my back. To wake up in the morning and I have to catch myself because, you know, spirit, for example, with that example I just shared with you about the program, I had to rewrite my program. You know, like spirit calls you to do these things that might feel a little uncomfortable, which was like, oh my gosh, but I did it and I did it in a day. And I also had to rewrite my sales page for my program, but I did it. And when I woke up, my first thought was, I can't do that. I can't do it. It's too much. That's crazy. And I had to catch myself because I was entering my day with the I can't possibly, it's too much, you know, I'm overwhelmed, instead of just leaning into, no, I've been shown, I've been guided, so I am going to lean into that for the rest of the day to download what I need to get this done. And I did it. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for leaning into my spirit. I'm proud of my spirit. I'm just darn right proud. And I'm super proud of my program, by the way. Anyway, that's the strategy. That's what I wanted to share with you. And just quickly about metaphors, just to give you an example. So now in interpreting the dream. So step 1, decide what problem you want to solve. Step 2, write the question down, put it under your pillow, affirm that you're going to remember that that's going to happen. Step 3 is interpretation. So now, you know, go back through the dream and look for the metaphors. Think about the feeling. How did you feel when you woke up? Now I've got to the point where I can actually, I get it. It's almost like, I mean, a lot of people use a dream dictionary to interpret meanings, but you know what? You have your own meanings for this. You know, the symbols that your spirit's showing you are very particular to you because your spirit knows you, right? So it's going to show you images that resonate and land for you. So that's what you need to look for. So I'll give you an example. This is an example of a metaphor that I just had. We're going back to this whole thing about me having to, you know, shift the focus of this program and to make it more powerful. Now, I know the dream was this. I was looking after a baby and I was loving it. Newborn, right? And full disclosure here, I've always thought that, you know, I don't have the time because I have all these other things I want to do in my life. But here I am with this baby and I'm loving it. Love it. It's like, this is so easy. I can have a baby, I can look after a baby and do my other stuff. Loved it. And it was way easier than I thought. To me, when I woke up, the metaphor there was that here you have something you think is difficult, but it's not. It's really easy, Louise, and you can do this. It's easy and you're going to love it. And so I just chose to lean into that. Yeah, I'm going to love it. It's easy. Easy peasy. And I think it's, being in that state of being receptive, being open, opening ourselves to infinite potential and possibility. It is a state of being. It's not always easy to get there. It can be challenging. Raise my hand absolutely on that one. But it's also a choice, right? When I woke up after having that dream, I had two choices. I could either accept what my conscious mind was saying was, that is so freaking ridiculous. You are kidding me. You're not going to rewrite the program and the sales page and deliver. You can't. It's impossible. That is impossible. And I woke up feeling out, and then I'm like, no, I was shown something for a reason. I am going to lean into that it is possible. It is doable. It's easier than I think. And that's the thing, because we think way too much. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. And that's the difference, right? We oftentimes approach tasks and jobs and things and business we're coming to it with oh my God, this is overwhelming. Instead of coming to it, leaning in and thinking, I'm just going to do it, because getting my voice out there is far more important, right? So getting out of our heads, moving into action, listening to our spirit, understanding and being able to interpret those messages. So there you have it, folks. That's your... You had to wait till the very end to get it. I hope you stayed to the end. I hope you followed me through. Decide what you want to solve, write the question down, put it under your pillow, journal your dream, and then do the work to interpret it. Now, I know I've given you a lot. It's a super simple process. It is. But oftentimes, we like to make things difficult, right? How many entrepreneurs have I talked to that have had success? It's been so easy, and it's like, that was too easy, and then they make things difficult for themselves. Maybe I need to be even better next time. I'm going to make it even more complicated. It doesn't have to be, but that's just the nature of who we are. So, I will caution that this is a very simple process, but it takes practice and it takes commitment, and it's something that you need to be dedicated to. And that's the tough one, right? To say to yourself, I am going to do this every single night. I'm going to do it. And we fall off. It's a bit like a diet, right? We do it for a few days, we don't get the results, we maybe don't remember our dreams, and then we kind of get busy and we let it go. And this is why it's really important to, we need support. There are times when we just need that support to help us, to stay on track, to cheer us along. And so I really encourage you, your life is going to get so much, you're going to be mind blown. It's going to get so much easier. It's going to be so much more enjoyable. You're not just going to be hustling and relying on your conscious mind. You can look forward to your dreams at night, get excited about what you're going to find out, what juicy nuggets you're going to get, and then take that important action the next day. If this is resonating for you guys, as I sign off, I am so pumped and excited about this program that I have created. Create your dream life while you're sleeping. Yes, it is possible to create your dream life while you're sleeping. Yes, it is simple, but it's important to have the support, the guidance there to support you. So this program is coming down the pipeline super soon, real quick, really pumped. We've got 6 weeks left. 6 weeks. Whoa. I think all of us are pretty looking forward to closing the door on 2020. But you know what? 6 weeks we have to get ready for 2021, to move into 2021 feeling empowered, expansive, tapped in, right? Clarity on our path, clarity on our purpose. And that is what this program is all about. And the piece that my dream told me that I had to include was that I had to incorporate in there all of my other experience and expertise and the work that I absolutely love to do to support people in letting go of all the stuff, the beliefs, the fears, the blocks, the things that are keeping you stuck and playing small and keeping you invisible. This is what this program is going to be incorporating. I'm so excited about it because it's powerful, because we have all those beliefs that we've picked them up from our youth, but we're eternal. There's ancestral stuff in there. There's past life stuff in there that's deep, runs deep. It's subconscious and it's keeping us stuck and playing small and invisible. And in order to really, really step into who you are, own your voice, and just make your life so much easier, you need to do this deep work. And it can be fun. It's powerful. It lightens the load, makes life easier. So anyway, there you have it, folks. There'll be a link at the end of this podcast that you can go to. You can also just simply go to my website and go to the Work With Me section, and you can get direct access. Just a wait list now. We haven't opened the doors yet, but the doors are opening soon. But there's a wait list, and just a heads up, I'm keeping this small. It's not going to be just for a small group. So if you want to be the first to know, go to my website, check it out, get on the wait list. I'm pumped, I'm excited, and it just gives me an opportunity to hang out with you more over the next 6 weeks to really get excited about where you want to go in your life, what you want to do, the dreams you want to make real for you, the dreams you want to birth into the world. And as you step into 2021, you'll have a plan. So, my friends, there you have it. I love you. Sending immense blessings and love. Thank you for listening to the end, for staying with me to the end. And love, love, love. And I shall see you next week in next week's episode. Bye for now.